individuals that are very outspoken. These are the sanguines. Then there are some individuals that are very hot-tempered naturally. These are the cholerics. Whether there are some individuals that are depressed by nature. They have both the negative attitude of fear and depression. These are the melancholies. Then there are individuals that are naturally stubborn. They will not show their stubbornness by kicking against you or by hitting their feet when they do not want to do what you ask them to do. They do that genuinely, laughing, but at the same time, remaining stubborn. Hello there. Welcome to my channel today. I am Emmanuel Armstrong Ibe, your trusted life coach. We are going to do a presentation on human behavior. And our topic for today is why you act the way you do. What is the essence of us knowing the reasons for the way we behave? What's the essence of us knowing why people behave as they do? If you want to avoid conflict, you want to avoid wars, you want to avoid problems, there is a need for you to understand human behavior. And that is the essence of our topic of today. It is necessary in the following areas for self-assessment. We need to know it so that we'll know how to assess ourselves, have our strengths shown, and have our weaknesses conquered. We also needed to know how to behave in the workplace. We also needed to know how to behave in our families. We needed to know how to behave in our schools for students and for teachers. Also, we needed to know how to behave in the church. If you are in politics, you also needed to know how to behave in politics, as well as the person to choose as your running mate, and also how to deal conscientiously with your opponent. Also, you needed to know how to behave in society. And if you want to understand human behavior, as it were, there are three things that you should know. If you understand these three things very well, then you understand human behavior in the way it should be understood. What are these three things? They are: one, temperament; the other one, character; and the other one, personality. What is temperament? Temperament is the combination of inborn traits that subconsciously affect all our behavior. That is something that affects the way you behave, even without you wanting to behave in certain ways. In our temperament is embedded strengths and weaknesses. Temperament is given to a person from the time of conception. When a person is given birth to, that person receives his strengths and weaknesses from his mother and father. Do not forget that a person's father and mother also has grandparents. In other words, a person's temperament is determined by 6 individuals: the person's immediate parents, the person's grandparents. This is why some people have a certain resemblance more to their grandparents than to even their immediate parents. It is nothing other than the gene traits that are reflected in the person's temperament. The gene is a pool of information that talks about a person's behavior. It includes such things as height, as voice, as level of intelligence. The gene that a person possesses affect that person even when that person does not want to be affected in certain ways. So it is something that you naturally cannot determine. It is given to you by your parents. Do not forget that one's parents also have parents. That is to say that a child gets his gene from his parents and grandparents. And it is this gene that a person has that affect that person's behavior. And this behavior is what is known as temperament. Then we'll go over to the second determinant of a person's behavior. What is that second determinant of a person's behavior? It is known as character. What is character? What you are when no one else is around you, the real you, the result of your temperament modified by training, education, moral beliefs, and habit patterns. You can see that character is related to temperament, but it is the temperament that has been adjusted. It is the temperament that has been modified. It has been modified by education. It has been modified by training. It has been modified by beliefs. It has been modified by the environment. In other words, it is not just biology that affects how a person behaves. The environment also affects how a person behaves. Relationships also affect how a person behaves. Therefore, if you truly want to know how people behave, so as to avoid conflict, so as to maximize your relationship with people, there is a need to understand behavior. What is the third determinant of behavior? The third determinant of behavior is personality. What is personality? The outward expression of oneself, which may be true or not, depending on how genuine that person is. In other words, a person's personality is what that person shows outsiders. That may be true of that person, or it may not be true of that person. But as Christians, we are expected to have our temperament, our character, and our personality to be constant. A Christian is not a person that is variable. What you are at home is what you are in your workplace. What you are in your workplace is what you are in society generally. So, at this juncture, and in our subsequent videos, we will see the 4 types of temperament there are. What are the 4 types of temperament there are? That is the first one, sanguine, choleric, melancholy, and phlegmatic. They have not been listed in order of importance. Neither have they been listed in order of strength. Rather, they have been listed in order of their outspokenness or the order of their not being outspoken. There are some individuals that are very outspoken. These are the sanguines. Then there are some individuals that are very hot-tempered naturally. These are the cholerics. Whether there are some individuals that are depressed by nature. They have both the negative attitude of fear and depression. These are the melancholies. Then there are individuals that are naturally stubborn. They will not show their stubbornness by kicking against you or by hitting their feet when they do not want to do what you ask them to do. But they do that genuinely, laughing, but at the same time remaining stubborn. So in our subsequent videos, we'll continue with why you act the way you are by looking at the 4 temperament types. Also, we'll look at their strengths, their career choices, their areas of best fit in their chosen careers, as well as their weaknesses and how they can be conquered. I will see you in that video. Thank you.